Ready? Okay, so today's presentation is intended for facility managers and maintenance personnel who are involved with lighting in multifamily residential or seniors care facilities, and I'd like to open up your mind to a brand new paradigm which seems so simple, but in the end it can save literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in terms of maintenance when you have an organization where that's an issue. Now, this particular image here is of the lobby of a project that we're doing in Medicine Hat right now. It's Heritage Village at South Country Village, and you'll notice the light fixtures. We've got wall valances, we've got a chandelier, we've got lighting on a water wall, and you know, really the lighting is, in our minds, fairly effective, but there's something that's unique about it, and the challenge is for you to guess what it is about the light fixtures in this particular facility that can save all this money when multiplied over and over again. So I have done several other lighting presentations. I'd just like to draw your attention to that. You can find it on other of our YouTube files with regards to CPTED, crime prevention through environmental design. And so you can go there and check out how natural surveillance can be impacted and helped through lighting packages. That of course is a whole nother matter, and I invite you to have a look at those. So getting back to this facility, what is it really about these light fixtures that is unique, that can save a manager an incredible amount of grief and time and maintenance? I'd like to offer here is a wall sconce. Now, perhaps the maintenance issues with respect to a wall sconce such as this would be obvious. I mean, if you take a look at all of the crystal things that need constant polishing. I have chandeliers. I'm in a 1910 mansion myself. And you know, we have these wonderful chandeliers, but guess what? It takes a long time to maintain that kind of a light fixture, and you can well imagine. So in a particular fixture like this, the maintenance issues are rather obvious. When it comes to a half bowl fixture like this, it may or it may not be real obvious unless you in fact have had an opportunity to have to deal with maintenance issues on a half bowl. So here's the challenge. What is it about this fixture that is less appropriate than a fixture like this? Now you may say, well, aesthetically this particular fixture does not appeal to me as much, but when it comes to the maintenance item that I'm going to make reference to, this one here is highly superior. You could find a fixture that has attributes of this one, and I'll get to that. But let's have a look at another wall sconce. This one, in my mind, is a fixture that could lead to an inordinate amount of maintenance, whereas this fixture resolves the issue. So you might ask yourself, what is the difference? What's the difference between this fixture and the one just previous? What is it that makes one appropriate and one not? Now, this fixture, again, another wall sconce option. You can see that the aesthetic options are many, but what is it that makes this one, again, to be an appropriate fixture? This fixture, which is sort of like a half cylinder on the wall, again becomes an appropriate fixture. This pendant, a bowl, now again I'd like to offer is not an appropriate fixture unless it has some very specific attributes, which I'll bet it does not. Then again, we have another open bowl fixture, not appropriate because again this is a high maintenance fixture. This one, I'm not 100% certain because I don't actually have a fixture here. I believe it might be appropriate, but then again it may not. And ultimately an inverted bowl. This one I would like to offer, and again it's design sensitivities. I'm sure you can find a bowl that you do like that is inverted like this. But this particular bowl is again appropriate. So while you're thinking about what that attribute might be, I'm going to carry on and explain a few lighting opportunities and things that we've done here at our own offices so that you can think about it, and then I'll get back to the rest of the story. This is the lighting that we've got in this very space that we're in where I'm making this presentation, and we've done a few things that I think are kind of innovative. We have a light fixture at the top. It's sort of enshrouded some conventional fluorescent fixtures. We then have some wall lighting. We still are going to do some artwork up here. We have some pot lights down below, and we have indirect lighting that washes up the wall. Now this indirect lighting that washes either off of a ceiling plane or a wall really creates a beautiful ambience within a space, You don't have the glare of the bulbs right in front of you. It just creates a nice lit environment without having that bright, glaring, direct light in front of you. Now, these particular boxes that we built on the ceiling actually were to consolidate some existing fluorescent lights that we had. This was one day, believe it or not, in our V-Bay, and it had light fixtures similar to this, which we still have in a working environment in the back of our office. However, the ceiling is 17 feet off the floor, and so it really is not that much of an issue. Now, when it comes to a high maintenance fixture, this again is one of those where it does have a lens, and that lens causes a little bit of that same maintenance problem that we have with a bowl. Now, it's interesting, when we put the shroud around the fluorescent fixtures to create an ambience within our boardroom, I got a little bit of grief from my manager because I wanted a Tivoli rope lighting, which creates a beautiful ambience when the lights are low, you're making a presentation, and it reflects off the ceiling. It actually contributes very substantially to the environment. It creates a beautiful look, and so that's something that you can contemplate when you're coming up with a design. No heavy maintenance associated with that. And then we did make it so that those fluorescents, which were already in existence up there, could be turned on. Great for maintenance, for the cleaning staff. You can see every little bit. Rare occurrences, I'll use it to take a look at some drawings that are on the table, but mostly that is actually just a functional working light that is there for maintenance. Now we also, you'll notice this one now we turned on the Tivoli rope lighting as well. You can augment it with that, and that at least takes away some of the coldness out of the light color, because the fluorescent light, of course, is a very blue light, very cold. This adds a little bit of warmth and just brightens it up that little bit. Then again, we have the lighting that washes down the wall. Our intention to bring in a piece of artwork here and utilize that to sort of highlight some artwork. Now, we've actually done that on some columns in our working environment, and you know, we saw the columns which were necessary within the space as an opportunity to present some artwork. We've designed frames where we can quickly exchange them if we've got a new exciting project. And it's amazing with the lighting, again, very indirect, because you don't see into the fixture itself, you only see the effect, almost like a slide. It illuminates it almost as if it's glowing from within. Turned out really well, and allows us to display some of our work. Quite excited. So, brings us back to the rest of the story, and the question, have you figured it out? What is it about this pendant and the inverted bowl that is superior over the other? And the answer is the lowly housefly. You know, every time you have a pendant, a bowl that is open like that, it will collect flies. Flies actually fly in ever increasing spirals towards light. It's something that is an effect that is caused by their wing beat. The one side that is closer to the light just flaps a little bit slower, and flies tend to get into light fixtures. It just is reality. Now, you may ask yourself, so what if we have the occasional fly in a light fixture? Well, it doesn't look good, and you know, you might think, I might be able to manage that by vacuuming them out on a quarterly basis, bi-monthly. You know, we do know that the flies are particularly bad in the fall, so we'll have a time within the season when we'll go and vacuum out the lights. But reality is, if you have a fly in your light fixture, you're not going to be happy with it. Somebody's going to notice it, and you're going to have to go, and some maintenance personnel is going to have to get on a ladder and vacuum out that light fixture. Not a good situation, and it actually was drawn to my attention by Donna Kozlovi with the Green Acres Foundation. She's their CAO, and she pointed out to me as we were designing one of the facilities, Al, could you please make certain that we don't have any bowl fixtures in our facility, because I have a maintenance issue. I've got many of these facilities. In the ones that we have the bowl, we have a maintenance issue, and it's causing us an incredible amount of grief. It takes an awful lot of time to get all of those flies out of there. It's enough to be a substantive issue. And how easy is it just to simply select fixtures that are appropriate? So rather than this wall sconce, which is closed on the bottom, pick one that's open on the bottom. Voila, you've solved the problem. Rather than a bowl that is open to collect flies, you create an inverted bowl. If you're not happy with those stripes, you pick one that doesn't have stripes. So there you have it. Here is our brand new facility. I did an inspection in it just yesterday. All of the light fixtures open to below. We know already we've saved literally thousands of dollars annually by not having to vacuum out the flies. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story.